Hey girl, so I'm assuming you need my services to help you get these edges laid. And honey, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step process to teach you how to lay these edges down. Now, the very first rule is to use some rubbing alcohol using cotton pads to wipe right before your hairline starts. And now we're going to take some Got2b or some type of gel to lay your own edges down so they won't be in the way. Okay guys, now it's time to start the wig cap process. Very important in laying these edges and making sure that your wig looks natural as possible. I'm sure you've heard about it by now, but if not, the wig cap is used to create an illusion of a scalp so that when you put the wig on, you know, it looks like your scalp and you won't see the braids. However, we have to get rid of this thick band in the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is laying flat. I'm cutting holes in the ears so that the wig cap will lay flat on my head on the sides. Now, once I'm done doing that, I'm going to put some of my black Got2b gel that I've used in the beginning to put right along my edge line or my hairline, if that makes sense. And you'll be able to tell as the video goes on. Now, because I'm extra, this is completely optional. This is just what I do. After I use the black Got2b, I like to use the Got2b spray just for extra hold and to spray it on what I've already laid down. So once you get done molding the cap down, you have to make sure it is completely dry, which means that when you touch it, it is not sticky. It is just hard and just dry, just plain dry. I cut it before it was done drying and the side came up and I had to use my spray again. So you don't want to have to do this process again. Just make sure it's completely dry before you do that. And I went ahead and sprayed the other side of my head just to make sure. And now we wait. So this time I made sure my cap was completely dry. So now it's time to cut. And I want you to cut as close as you can so that the pieces that are not glued down won't show through the wig. And if you need to move the cap back some, just simply lift it up and cut. So now it's time to make your scalp your color. My scalp is not this white, so I'm using some liquid foundation to pat this onto the hairline. I'm not too concerned about covering the whole head because only the front part will show. However, I did a middle part, so I'm going to put the makeup a little bit further back in the middle. And I'm going to be real with y'all, this step is kind of optional. I just put this on because I feel like it sets the liquid foundation in. Definitely don't have to do that, but that's just a powdered foundation. And now I'm going to put this powder foundation on the inside of my lace so that it will match my scalp. Very, very important. If you don't do anything else, this is very important. So now that we are done with the long bald cap process, now it's time to try on our wig. Now I noticed that when I tried the wig on, the cap came out a little bit further than the hairline on the wig, so I just took some rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad and just pushed it back a little bit further, and then I cut it off. Now, it's time for the part that you all came here for, the baby hair. First thing you need to do is separate your baby hair from all of the rest of the hair. Now, Nairobi is the brand that I'm using for foaming wrap, but you can honestly use any foaming wrap that you can find. And I'm going to just separate most of the hair from the baby hair. So now we're going to pin the hair back, and now we're getting ready to lay these edges with my Got To Be gel. But before I go any further, I need to get some shit off my chest. This is not baby hair. This is a full-on bang. Stop doing this shit, okay? If you must do the baby hair in the middle, please make sure it's minimum hair. Just look at that. Beautiful. No hair in the middle. Just looks so natural. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I'm taking a little bit of the Got To Be gel, and I'm using a comb. Notice I'm not using a brush. A brush kind of just gathers all of the hair together. A comb actually spaces out each strand so that you're able to see the baby hair. Now, before you start doing any swoops, make sure you cut your baby hair so that it'll lay properly. Now, I'm going to use foaming wrap for the rest of my hair, simply because using the Got To Be makes the hair look paste to my head, and I hate that. If you find gel to be easier for you, then by all means do what you feel. The foaming wrap just gives it a more natural, effect. So to make the baby hair, you use a comb and you use your finger to hold the baby hair in place while you scoop the rest of the hair with the comb. Now, if this is your first time watching, I hate to have to tell you, but you have to practice. You might not get it on the first try, but practice makes perfect. You just have to make sure you keep at it. Now, Got To Be is not lace glue. Got To Be is a strong gel. Now, if you take too long using the foaming wrap, it will start to lift up. So you have to kind of move at a rapid pace, if you will. But the foaming wrap makes it a little bit easier because it's easier to move and mold the hair the way you want it to go. So once I'm done actually molding the hair down, I'm going to take some more foaming wrap and just put it on top of what I've already done, and then kind of just fix up anything that I see is wrong. And then once I do that, it is now time to set it in place. This is very important. I'm taking my rapid styling strips and I'm going to tie it to the back and let it completely dry. Now, when you tie down the foaming wrap and let it dry, it sticks to your head from the Got To Be that we use to lay the ball cap down, while still keeping your edges looking very natural. And now you see me just kind of combing out the baby hair so that it won't look stuck to my head like how I was explaining. I'm taking my silk serum from Design Essentials that I actually got from the beauty supply store, and I'm just going to put all over my hair. Now, this is another very important step, which is the hot comb. If not the hot comb, you need a wand curler or something to get your frontal flat. This is going to make sure that it is laying flat, which makes it look very natural. So for those wondering why I only have my eyeshadow done, that is not how I like to look. I actually like to do my frontal before I put on my foundation because it gets very messy. If you put the glue with the foundation, it starts to change colors. It gets sticky. It's just a bad situation. But now we are completely done. I am dressed, ready for Easter. And thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you in my next one.